Hey everyone, and welcome. I am so glad you're here. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the best opportunities out there for students like you, research experiences for undergraduates, or as we call them, REUs. Think of this as our game plan for the workshop today, getting you ready for a real research adventure. Okay, let's just dive right in with the million-dollar question, the one that I know causes a ton of anxiety. Do you have this nagging feeling that you need research experience just to get a chance to do research? It's a classic chicken and egg problem, right? Well, it's a totally normal fear, and we are going to bust that myth right now. So, here's our roadmap. First, we'll tackle that huge myth. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what an RU actually is, how you can find the perfect one for you, and of course, how to apply. And we're going to wrap it all up with a super important reminder. You are definitely not alone in this. All right, section 1. Let's start with that big misconception. Seriously, the very first thing we need to do is get this one cleared up. Because once you see the truth, I promise the whole idea of applying is going to feel so much more possible. Okay, look at this. On the left, you've got the myth that RUs are some kind of prize for students who are already pros in the lab. But the reality? It's the complete opposite. RUs are not a finish line. They are an on-ramp. They were literally designed to be a starting point for students who are curious and want to learn how to do research. And this, right here, is the core of it all. I really want this to sink in. These programs weren't just made open to transfer students, community college students, and first-gen students. They were created specifically for you. The National Science Foundation, the people who fund this, they know that your unique journeys, your different perspectives, that's exactly what science needs to move forward. Okay, so now that we've busted that myth, let's get to the fun part. Let's talk about what an REU actually is. And for a minute, I want you to just forget any intimidating ideas you have about a formal internship, and instead think of it like a summer research adventure. So here's the official definition. It's a paid summer research internship, and it's funded by the National Science Foundation. But the key words I want you to focus on are hands-on experience and supportive environment. This is not about being thrown in the deep end and told to figure it out. It's about learning how to swim with coaches and lifeguards all around you. And let's definitely talk about the paid part, because this is huge. A typical stipend for the summer is somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000. Let me say that again, just so it's crystal clear. REUs pay you. You do not pay them. This is a federally funded program designed to take financial stress off the table, not add to it. And that support package is pretty amazing. It's not just the stipend. Most of these programs also throw in free or at least heavily subsidized housing. They'll often cover your travel to get there, whether it's a flight or gas money, and sometimes you even get a separate allowance for food. They really try to cover all the bases. So what does this adventure actually look like? Well, you'll be working on a real, ongoing research project with a professor as your mentor. You're going to get actual training in lab skills, in coding, in data analysis, all the stuff you're not expected to know coming in. You'll be part of a whole group of students with workshops and even field trips. And the whole thing wraps up with you presenting your research at a big final symposium. It's pretty cool. All right, hopefully by now you're thinking, okay, this sounds awesome. But with hundreds of these programs all over the country, how in the world do you find the right one? Here's the secret. You start with what makes you curious, not just what it says on your transcript. So, let's just start with this question. Forget about classes for a second. What kinds of big problems do you just enjoy thinking about? Is it climate change, curing diseases, building smarter AI? Just let your mind wander a bit. We're going to do some exercises on this later in the workshop. But for now, just notice where your curiosity pulls you. Next up, think about what you want to learn. What's the next tool you want to add to your tool belt? Maybe you've always wanted to learn Python, or maybe you want to get really comfortable working in a biology lab, or maybe you want to learn how to tell a story with a huge data set. An RU is the perfect place to do that. And hey, don't forget, this is your summer. So where do you want to spend it? Do you want to check out a brand new city? Do you want to see what life is like at a huge research university? Or would you feel more at home in a smaller, tight-knit lab? All of this matters when you're picking your target. Okay, so once you have a list of programs that sound exciting, it's time to actually apply. And I know this is the part that can feel the most overwhelming, but I promise you we are going to break it down into simple, manageable pieces right now. It really just boils down to these three things. You've got your personal statement, which is your story. You've got your resume and transcript, which is your history. And you've got letters of recommendation, which is how other people see your potential. That's really it.
No secret, complicated formula.
Now, for the personal statement. If you only remember one piece of advice from this entire guide, let it be this. Your goal is to tell your story, not to pretend you're perfect. The people reading these are way more interested in your curiosity, your grit, and what you're excited to learn than a perfect track record.
And just to take even more of the stress out of it, here's what the timeline usually looks like. See, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You start looking at programs and drafting your story in the fall. You ask for your letters of recommendation before winter break. This gives you plenty of breathing room, and we're here to help you stay on track with all of it.
Which brings me to the final and honestly the most important part of this whole thing, the reason we're all here together in this workshop today. As you think about all these steps, I need you to remember this. You are not alone. That's what this is all about. Your mentors, programs here on campus like Elite, we literally exist to help you with this stuff. We're here to read your drafts, to help you find your voice, and to guide you through the whole process. You have a team in your corner. And I want to leave you with this thought. As a transfer student or a first-gen student, it can be easy to feel like you're playing catch-up. But the truth is, the resilience you've built, your ability to adapt, the unique perspective you have because of your journey, those aren't weaknesses. Those are the very things that make you a strong candidate. So, your research adventure is out there, waiting for you. The only question is, what are you going to discover? Let's get started in this workshop and find out together.